व्रज जनरंजन यमुनातिरावनचारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुनातिरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayam Dhiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhakti Bhagavati Naishtiki. So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5, Narada's instructions on Srimad Bhagavatam, text 25. Uchishtalepānanamodito dvija Sakritsma bhunje apasta kilbisha Evam pravrittasya vishuddha chetasas Taddharma evatma ruchi prajayate Uttishtalepānanamodito dvija Sakritsma bhunje apasta kilbisha Evam pravrittasya vishuddha chetasas Taddharma evatma ruchi prajayate Uchishtalepānanamodito dvija Sakritsma bhunje tadapasta kilbisha Evam pravrittasya vishuddha chetasas Taddharma evatma ruchi prajayate. The Uchishtalepān, the remnants of foodstuffs, Anumoditaha, permitted, Dvijaihi, by the Vedantas, Brahmanas, Sakrit, once upon a time, Sma, in the past, Bunje, took, Tat, by that action, Apasta, eliminated, Kilbishaha, all sins, Evam, thus, Pravritasya, being engaged, Vishuddha Chetasa, of one whose mind is purified, Tat, that particular, Dharmaha, nature, Eva, certainly, Atmaruchihi, transcendental attraction, Prajayate, was manifested. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation: once only by their permission I took the remnants of their food, and by so doing all my sins were at once eradicated. Thus being engaged, I became purified in heart, and at that time the very nature of the transcendentalist became attractive to me. Purport: pure devotion is as much infectious in a good sense as infectious diseases. A pure devotee is cleared from all kinds of sins. The personality of Godhead is the purest entity, and unless one is equally pure from the infection of material qualities, one cannot become a pure devotee of the Lord. The Bhakti Vedantas, as above mentioned, were pure devotees, and the boy became infected with their qualities of purity by their association and by eating once the remnants of the foodstuffs taken by them. Such remnants may be taken even without permission of the pure devotee. There are sometimes pseudo devotees, and one should be very much cautious about them. There are many things which hinder one from entering devotional service, but by the association of pure devotees, all these obstacles are removed. The neophyte devotee becomes practically enriched with the transcendental qualities of the pure devotee, which means attraction for the personality of God, its name, fame, qualities, pastimes, etc. Infection of the qualities of the pure devotee means to imbibe the taste of pure devotion, always in transcendental activities of the personality of Godhead. The transcendental taste at once makes all material things distasteful. Therefore, a pure devotee is not at all attracted by material activities. After the elimination of all sins or obstacles on the path of devotional service, one can become attracted. uh, one can have steadiness and one can have perfect taste. One can have transcendental emotions, and at last one can be situated on the plane of loving service of the Lord. All these stages develop by the association of pure devotees, and that is the purport of this stanza. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamyahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruh Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhupya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today we also have a nice guest, Chaitanya Prabhu. All of you know him. He's Ravindra Prabhu's wonderful son. Right from childhood, he's been a devotee and very, very wonderful personality. Like all of you can take his nice association. So I think Prabhuji will come later, no? Afternoon. What time? Post Bhagavatam. Post 11, okay. Nice. So this is a nice series that we are studying of the Narada's previous life, and then he's actually mentioning his own case study of how he became a devotee. Little warm water. So he's just mentioning his own case study, and we see that he got a very amazing opportunity to take association of the Bhakti Vedantas, and and he had certain qualities and things like that. So which was seen in the last session or in the last class, where he was very submissive and he was not attached to the sports and things like that, and then he was rendering service to them, and so all these things were there. And here in today's this one we see that there was an instance that he took the remnants of the food that is left by the Bhakti Vedantas with their permission, and that was once only, and then his heart became purified, and then the very nature of the transcendentalist became attractive to him. So now this remnants, now we see that there are three important things that is mentioned as three Mahabal in Krishna consciousness. So what are the three things? like the dust of from the lotus feet of a great Vaishnava, and then the water that has washed the feet of a Vaishnava, and then the remnants that is left. So now we have one more important aspect, which is the key and most important aspect, in fact. So, have you ever heard of any other equivalent, for taking the dust of lotus feet of a devotee? Following the instructions. So even that is having the potency of, the same kind of a potency. So if somebody is following the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, so it is as good as taking the dust from the feet of Prabhupada. And if somebody is, like following the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, so that instructions, are like Uchishta also, like pure Krishna Katha, which is being delivered by a pure devotee. And that must be the primary focus. So otherwise, so many people get to so many people actually, if you see many sannyasis come and then, they're fed nicely, and then after that, people actually fight, for the remnants and things like that. But still, we see that they have same kind of anarthas and things like that. So, gadi kidhar gaya nahi actually. So, what is the reason? That also needs to be understood. So, Krishna consciousness is not something like some step one, step two, step three, and if I do that, I'll become Krishna conscious. So, always we should remember Atashri Krishna Namadi Na Bhavet Gahyam Indriye Sevan Mukehi Jivada Swayameva Spuratyada. So, the Krishna consciousness is not something that I can attain by my own endeavor, or by Jabardasti. It is not possible to attain. So it is possible only by sincere desire to attain the Lord, and the Lord or the pure devotee being merciful upon us. So that combination is very, very essential. And sometimes devotees copy the externals of this particular pastime. That so externals also not completely. So here it is mentioned that Narada was very submissive, and he was not naughty, and he spoke very little, and things like that. So these are all difficult things to do. This all will keep it by the side. So this one, and he took the remnants of these devotees. So only once. I'll take many times, and especially, if Karela remnants come, we will not take. We will take. So, and we will tell our book also, like, so kuch sweet rice remnants mila to dijiye. I will take that. So, and things like that. So it is. So these kind of things will not work. So even as it is the science. We have to see the science, even to see the science behind the whole action. So one needs to be trained, and one needs to be trained to what he is supposed to see. So once I remember, one of my chemistry teachers, he was telling that if you take a nice gulab jamun, and then if you ask a physics teacher, he will say that this is of mass so much, and it is floating in the liquid, having so much viscosity and things like that. And if you ask a max teacher what it is, he will say like it is a ball of so much diameter and things like that. So, and so like that, different teachers may describe the same object in different way. So object is same, but then they are their attention is going to different kinds of details. So in the same way, a devotee, or a person who is trained only in sense gratification, so if he is exposed to this particular this one, so he will see that okay, there is an opportunity for sense gratification, तो थोड़ा सा साधु को खिलाएंगे और बाकी हम ले लेंगे. So and then so like it is a science, that science has to be decoded, and that has to be like observed. So otherwise we will lose the main point of this whole thing. And so there can be like marpeat over the uchishta, and still we will not get bhakti towards the Lord. So it is nice. Once only by their permission, I took the remnants of their food, and by so doing, all my sins were at once eradicated. Thus, being engaged, I became purified in heart, and at that time, the very nature of the transcendentalist became attractive to me. So now, Prabhupada starts the purport saying, pure devotion is as much infectious in a good sense as infectious disease. So if when will an infectious disease will not attack us, even though you got exposed to it? Huh? If immunity is strong. So like if our material, this one is quite strong. So we are determined to be a materialist. So there are people ask that if we get association of a sadhu, we will get purified. So then can you think of anybody who got the association of sadhus and not got purified? Duryodhan, and also Kamsa. Kamsa got association of Narad Muni. He got association of Narad Muni. He got to hear from Narad Muni. And he got association of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself. And he got association of Vasudev, another great devotee. So like many wonderful association he got. And Dhritarashtra, he got association of Vidura, and then he got association of Bhishma, Sanjaya, so he was also very great devotee. All these personalities were nice association they got. So and probably they would have got some Uchishta also, we don't know. So but then there is no transformation. There is no transformation in heart. So it is very, very essential that association of devotee and association of the Supreme Lord in itself doesn't make the transformation. The association in a particular way, that is very, very essential. So I have this example, I often try to remember this example. So because it's quite practical and day to day. So you have your mobile, and if you want to charge, you cannot put a double tape and stick to a electric socket. It will not charge. You say that it is more close than you put a charger and then connect it. So more than that, it is more close to the socket. So more closer in association and things like that. So it is a science, and it needs to be done in a particular way, and then only this infection actually happens. Otherwise it doesn't happen. So just like a material disease also, it doesn't infect everybody. So in the same way, the pure devotion also, it doesn't infect everyone. So one who is, where the environment is favorable, where the person is favorable, the environment is favorable, and things like that. So then the pure devotional service actually infects a person. So one of the important things that we have studied in the past is that a non-envious attitude. So it is very, very essential for this disease to get infected, a non-envious attitude. And then an attitude of service. This is all very, very essential aspect. So when such kind of this one desire is there, a service attitude is there, so then it becomes quite contagious. It becomes quite contagious. So that is why in the Vedic system, so all the Varna and Ashrama, everybody is trained in the aspect of service. How to render service to the Supreme Lord, how to render service to the people around. And it was quite nicely organized. So when the service attitude is there, and if they happen to meet a sadhu, and then if they render service to the sadhu, and if they please that sadhu, so then it becomes very, very powerful. That whole combination becomes very powerful. So we need to be trained in this aspect of service. And in fact, in one of our previous sessions we were discussing that only language that we need to understand to go back to the spiritual world is this service. If we know how to render service, so then all other things, like one devotee was asking that if we go to Vaikuntha, probably it is told that Tamil is spoken in Vaikuntha, and then Brajabhasha is spoken in Goloka Vrindavan, and some places Sanskrit is also spoken. So if we happen to go there, and how will we know this language? How will we converse? So if we don't know this language, so then the conclusion is, if we know the language of service, No, Krishna can give 1 second. No, Krishna can give entire knowledge. No, just like Dhruva Maharaj, he didn't go to school, he didn't learn anything. No, simply he knew how to follow the instruction of Narada. He gave one mantra, no, and then he could chant that mantra with full faith and attention, and no, he could get the supreme destination, no, by that this one. So we also have got this no mantra, Golokera Premadana Harinam Sankirtan. But unfortunately, many people don't have faith no in this simple no process given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And no, if we have faith in the no process of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, and no, this is the instruction that we get from the spiritual master no at the time of initiation as well. So if we have faith in chanting this mantra, so then everything that is needed will be no revealed no through the chanting of this one particular mantra no with the attitude of service and with an intense desire to attain the Lord. No, so that is very very no important. So now this no pure devotional service is like an infectious disease in a good sense, and as the infectious disease as the material infectious diseases are working in the same way, this also works. So a pure devotee who has taste for the process of Krishna consciousness, so when he is pleased by the service of a devotee, so then he can bestow that mercy upon another devotee. And we see there is another case of a very very hard knot no or hard nut no, that is Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. No, he was Mayavadi scholar, and he was no teacher of Mayavadis. No, he was very very expert in that science of Mayavad. And then he had a very nice devotee, no, brother-in-law, no, Gopinath Acharya was brother-in-law. So, and there was a nice discussion, and no, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu happened to came to Jagannath Puri, and then so Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya got some opportunity to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in some capacity. So then after that, this discussion started that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So which Gopinath Acharya was trying to establish. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, definitely he accepted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a great personality, because the kind of symptoms that he has seen in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not an ordinary thing. So definitely he is a Mahaprabhu, but he cannot be the Supreme Lord. No, so that is something that the discussion was happening. And shastrically, all the logic we can imagine, two great scholars are speaking, and who are aware of all the Vedic who have all the Vedic statements by heart. So they just they don't need to even quote and explain word to word and things like that. So they just need to give indication ki idhar aisa likha hai, idhar aisa likha hai, and then through that they only have to tally. All the data is there. So both of them have all the data. So, and there is no dearth of logic, there is no dearth of data, and there is no dearth of Shastric quotations. So, but still, this person was not able to understand the simple fact that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he could not give up his Mayavad understanding also, that all living entities are the same, all spirit is one, same spiritual, this one karke. So all these shortcomings were there. But then after some time, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Mahaprabhu had a long conversation for many days, and then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became a devotee, and then he accepted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Mahaprabhu, he mentions the credit to that is because Gopinath Acharya desired that he become a devotee, and then he somehow or other bestowed mercy upon this personality, and then because of that he became a devotee. And here also we see Narada, he became such an exalted personality. So if you see his background, 2 lives before, so there is in the 7th canto, I suppose, it is further history is mentioned of Narada Muni. So he was a Gandharva even before this life. He was a Gandharva, and then so Gandharvas are supposed to have very wonderful capacity to sing and glorify the Lord. And he utilized that capacity in singing some mundane songs and appeasing some women and things like that. So because of which he was cursed to become a Shudra and to become son of a maidservant. And so when he came here, like it is by the grace of the Lord and by causeless mercy of the Lord, we cannot have any equation ki like why the Narada has to get such kind of a mercy in his previous life. So somehow by the grace of the Lord, he got the association of this Bhakti Vedantas, and somehow by the grace of the Lord, like he was having nice service attitude, and he happened to render nice service to these great personalities, right? So a pure devotee is cleared from all kinds of sins. What is the substantiation of this point? Who is a pure devotee? Pure devotee is a person Jnana karmadi anavritam. So purity means, we should understand what is the contamination. Contamination is adharma, and then karma, jnana, and yoga. These are all the contaminations. And if these things are removed completely, if there is no adharma, if there is no karma or jnana or yoga, so principles, these things are he is not attracted to bhukti in a adharmic way, or he is not attracted to bhukti in a dharmic way. Bhukti means material enjoyment, and mukti means liberation. So he is not attracted to mukti. He is attracted only to render service to the Supreme Lord. So in this way, we see a pure devotee means automatically he is cleared of all the sins. So one of the things that Arjuna asks Krishna in the first in the first chapter is that if I kill all these people, no sin will come upon me. And what is the answer of Krishna for that? How will you not be touched by sin? What does Krishna say in second chapter? He mentions, prescribed duties तो करना ही है. No. Specifically this point, sin will not touch you. He mentions, Krishna mentions. If you do one thing, you have to do your prescribed duty, and then extra you have to do one more thing, detached from the results of the prescribed duties. Right? So you have to perform prescribed duties, and then if you are detached from the results of prescribed duty, you will be cleared of all the sins. So the sin will not touch you. And a pure devotee, he is giving up the material activity and bhukti, he is giving up desire for material sense gratification. Naturally, sin will not touch him. So that is a very important this one. And what about the past sins? That has accumulated. So by the execution of intense Krishna consciousness, even the past sins will get cleared. So in this way, a pure devotee is naturally, if he has given up karma, jnana, and yoga, and if he has given up adharma also, and he is executing exclusive bhakti, so then there is no chance of his having sins. So this is very clear. A pure devotee is cleared of all kinds of sins. So the personality of Godhead is the purest entity, and unless one is equally pure from the infection of material qualities, one cannot become a pure devotee of the Lord. So now we see that, so the Supreme Lord is pure, and a pure devotee means also another angle of analysis of pure devotee is somebody who's attached to the Nama Rupa Guna Leela of the Supreme Lord. So that is the this one of a pure devotee. And here we see the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a purest entity. So Supreme Personality of Godhead means for us it is the Lord's Nama Rupa Guna Leela. So the name of the Lord is non-different from the Lord. The form of the Lord is non-different from the Lord. The glorification of the Lord is non-different from the Lord. So in this way, so if somebody is able to chant the names of the Lord with absorption, all the time. So if somebody is able to remember the Supreme Lord all the time, so then he is in association with the Lord. So it is not that all devotees who chant the names of the Lord, they all become pure devotees. All can be called as pure devotees. So pure devotees is one who has given karma, jnana, and yoga, and who has developed attachment to this process of the process of Krishna consciousness as described over here. So, in technical sense, if we see, like pure devotee can be there in the stage of Shraddha, he can be there in the stage of Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anarthanavati, any of this stage, he can be there. So, but specifically here, the thing that is mentioned is the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the purest entity, and unless one is equally pure, from the infection of material qualities, one cannot become a pure devotee of the Lord. So this also we can take a nice inspiration, for chanting. So unless we become completely pure of all the sins, not committing any sins now, and getting freed from all the past sins, and the anarthas, that anathas that are accumulated. So unless we come to that kind of a state, we cannot have resonance with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we cannot hear the names of the Lord. So, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur very nicely puts that Durdaiva Mihajani Nanuraga. So like I don't get attraction to the holy name of the Lord because of the offenses, because of the offenses, and so that is the block, that is actually preventing me, from becoming attached to the Supreme Lord. So, we see that technically, if we see, inappropriate behavior, with the Supreme Lord's dear entities, that creates offenses, the Supreme Lord's deity form, or the holy name, or the devotees, or the paraphernalia, or anything that is associated directly in the service of the Lord. So that actually, if we deal with them in an inappropriate way, so then we get offenses. And then the sin is because of inappropriate dealing with the material nature, or anything that is connected with the Supreme Lord not in a direct way, in a separated way. So then the sin actually gets created over there. So either sin or offense, both of this actually offer some kind of obstacles in the path of Krishna consciousness. So we see that offenses are really very detrimental. It doesn't allow us to become absorbed in the thoughts of the Lord. But we have heard that sins are, it is easy to get eradicated, when the pure devotional service is like, blazing fire, and sins are like nothing in front of the blazing fire. It can be burnt. But at the same time, the sinful tendency, if a person has a sinful tendency, and then if he has got a lot of baggage of sins, so it is like, a fire is capable of drying up the water, So, but then if the wood is kept in the water constantly, the fire will take time to burn. So it is like the sin is like the water. So fire has the capacity to burn the water or dry up the water. So but then if we can keep the wood dry, so then it catches fire very fast. So if there is a constant supply of water, then the wood will not catch fire so easily, and then lot of smoke will come. And you have seen, when you have the wicks, that you prepare for the arti, and आचमन करके उसको टच कर दिया, so then so it has some water component, and water component is there, then you light fire, so then kala बनता है, and then धुआं निकलता है. So this is like a very, this one, along with sin or along with offenses. So when we perform devotional service, there will be a lot of show of devotional service that will be happening, but there will be a lot of smoke, and there will be a lot of the anarthas doesn't get burnt with that kind of execution. So one needs to understand what is anartha and what is sin, and one needs to actively put these things off from the practice, or put these things off from one's life. So otherwise the practice will become very tedious and time consuming, and then then devotees will start saying that अरे ये तो लिखा रहा है, कुछ काम नहीं करता है. So I have tried all of it, I have tried, so whatever is written, everything I have tried, but it doesn't work. So it is because the way we have to actually put this thing into practice. And here we see Narada as the small boy, he didn't have the signs laid down in front of him before. So he heard the glories of the Lord from the Bhakti Vedantas. So but then he was not very much educated in the process, in the science. So but then he just simply did the process. He didn't know this is the process, but then simply he happened to do the process, and then it worked. So even the case of Ajamil also, it is mentioned that Ajamil did not know that I have to chant the names of Narayan without committing offense. But कैसे भी करके कर लिया. So and then by inky pinky funky, like he did that. So he chanted the names of the Lord without offense, and then like amazing result actually he got. He got the association of further devotees, the Vishnu Dutas, and then in their association he could hear the conversation of Vishnu Dutas and Yama Dutas, and then he could understand so many wonderful things about Dharma, and his past education also, like, he could revive, and then he went on to become a very great devotee. So the process actually works. The pure devotional service is a very amazing process. It actually works. So in terms of karma and jnana, or in terms of other processes, so they have to be performed and offered. The result of that has to be offered in the service of the Lord. But in terms of devotional service, so even by mistake, if somebody performs the right actions in devotional service, the acts of devotional service are very, very powerful. Just like they are like blazing fire. So they act upon anybody who performs that act of devotional service, right? So in this way, like so these Bhakti Vedantas, they were all pure devotees. They were not having any contamination, and they were very much addicted to the Supreme Lord. And the Bhakti Vedantas, as above mentioned, were pure devotees, and the boy became infected with their qualities of purity by their association, and by eating once the remnants of the footsteps taken by them. So we sometimes when we go for preaching, we are advised that whom should we preach to? Innocent people we should preach to. So there is one more logic that was mentioned, like it was told to us by our superiors, so that if your attachment to Krishna is more than the opposite person's attachment to Maya, possibly you will be able to convert him as a devotee. So but if his attachment to Maya is more stronger than your attachment to Krishna, then he can actually convince you. Right? So it is who is convinced of what, that is very, very important. So how much of conviction we have that the Hare Krishna mantra is non-different from the Supreme Lord. The Hare Krishna mantra is Golokira Premadana. So if I want to get the highest and topmost treasure of the spiritual world, I have to become increasingly dedicated to the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. And in fact, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's teaching is that, so as like one may learn so many different things in Krishna consciousness, and but of all of them, so one should have like exclusive one should try to develop exclusive attraction towards the holy name, and gradually one should like increase the number of rounds, and then before one quit the body, he should have constant chanting of the names of the Lord, or speaking about the glories of the names of the Lord, and then in that state one should give up the body, right? So in such a kind of this one, like a devotee can definitely attain the topmost benediction, that is going back to the eternal abode of Goloka Vrindavan. So this conviction one should have. And Srila Prabhupada also was mentioning one time, I've written all these books just to convince people to chant the Hare Krishna mantra, right? So this is very, very essential. So we need to have the conviction of the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. We need to have the conviction on the teachings of Mahaprabhu, and the conviction on chanting the holy names of the Lord. And if we have that conviction, so we can actually distribute this to anybody. But if we have doubts whether this process is proper or not, so then we will not be able to preach this message of Krishna consciousness to anyone, right? So here we see that the Bhaktivedantas were convinced of the process of Krishna consciousness, and this boy was quite fertile. This boy was having the right set of qualities, and then when he came in association with them, so like immediately the effect is there. And then it is mentioned here, such remnants may be taken even without permission of the pure devotee. There are sometimes pseudo devotees, and one should be very much cautious about them. There are many things, which hinder one from entering devotional service. So now, devotees may have take this as a play, like and devotees also, we see that anyone whom they meet, they are all pure devotees. And then one aspect, if they like disagree with me, or if they no if they have a viewpoint which is like very different from me and things like that, then to ye pure devotee nahi ho sakte, ye to bakwas hai. So and things like that. So our this one is just like people say that in the material world they say that love at first sight and divorce at first fight or something like that. So in the same way, like devotees also, they have this make anybody as pure devotee at first sight, and then with first disagreement, like make him a adama patita and things like that. So this kind of an evaluation of this one is not going to be working. In fact, there is some amount of, if at all we have to discriminate who's pure devotee and who's not pure devotee, one must have proper knowledge of Krishna consciousness. So without proper knowledge of Krishna consciousness, if we like just like it is mentioned that offenses, that if you equate the pure devotee, that is spiritual master, to an ordinary person, that's a problem. If you equate an ordinary person to be a great person, that is also a problem. So these are all offenses actually. These are all offenses. It will amount to offense. So if you see a person who's addicted to like sense gratification, and then you consider him a pure devotee, it is a problem. And you see a pure devotee and then you discount his position. Generally pure devotees are little difficult to tolerate. So they'll speak pure Krishna consciousness, and which is very much against our desires for sense gratification, and which may not tally. And we may discount pure devotee, and we may think that that devotee, like who says, जो आपका मन में लग रहा है वही सही है, कृष्णा आपका मन से, like what is that, he is speaking through your heart, and we will think that, array, like this devotee has understood my heart, and this must be pure devotee. And so like it becomes quite challenging, for that is why here this boy, he was not estimating these people are pure devotee or not. He was just having like he was just attracted by the chanting of these personalities, the glorification of Lord by these personalities, and then somehow or other naturally this thing came that I should take their remnants, and he didn't even know the science behind this whole thing. So he just naturally got this idea that I should have, and inspired by Krishna, of course. So like he got no topmost benefit. But there is another statement also is there. If you take the food of cooked by, not even the remnants, if you take the food cooked by non-devotees, what will happen? Anybody remember the Bengali statement? Vishaya Ranna Kaile Malina Hobimana. So like we see that we get infection. So it is infection is there. So whatever other person has, the similar kind of infection we will get. So it is very, very essential, very important that we should see that it should not be made as a cheap game or cheap activity of taking the remnants. Like one should see that like one is attracted by the devotional quality of another person, and then preferably like he's a very exalted person or a spiritual master, a person of that caliber, and then we take the remnants of such a person. So being inspired by his teachings, being inspired by the glorification of Krishna that he is doing, and being inspired by the way he is executing his devotional service. So and then when we like with the desire to acquire a similar kind of a nature, a similar kind of a attitude in Krishna consciousness, so one takes with a lot of prayer in heart. So then it makes a lot of it makes a perfect combination actually. So so that is why it is mentioned that there are many pseudo devotees, and one should be very much cautious about them. There are many things which hinder one from entering devotional service. So, but by the association of pure devotees, all these obstacles are removed. The neophyte devotee becomes practically enriched with transcendental qualities of the pure devotee, which means attraction for the personality of God, its name, fame, qualities, pastimes, etc. So we see that any act of Krishna consciousness, any act of like any Krishna conscious act that is performed, be it following our nitya activities of attending Mangalarti, chanting, study of Bhagavatam, or these kind of activities like where taking the remnants of a pure devotee. So the act is justified by its result. Now, what is the result? No, phalena parichayate. So, what is the result? The result must be jnana vairagya has to increase. So, jnana means to develop attachment, increasing attachment towards nama rupa guna leela of the Lord, and then detachment from material things. So, if this is arising in the heart, so if we are increasingly getting attached to the Nama Rupa Guna Leela of the Lord, and if we are increasingly getting detached from the material things, that means the process that we are following is right. It can be like what is it? It may be like very much attractive or not attractive. It may be what is that? Whatever may be the externals of the process. So, but if this particular thing is happening, if my detachment and attachment to Krishna is happening, so detachment from material world and attachment to Krishna is happening, that means the process that executed is proper. So that is very nicely corroborated by Prabhupada. Infection of qualities of pure devotees means to imbibe the taste of pure devotion. Always in the transcendental activities of the personality of Godhead. So one gets a desire that I should constantly be engaged in the service of the Lord, or increasingly he is getting desire of this. That means the process is working. So he is doing something which is the process is working. Therefore, a pure devotee is not at all attracted by material activities. After the elimination of all sins or obstacles on the path of devotional service, one can become attracted, one can have steadiness, and one have perfect taste, and one can have transcendental emotions, and at last one can be situated on the plane of loving service of the Lord. All these stages develop by the association of pure devotees, and that is the proper purport of this stanza. So now here we see Narad Muni got a very, very good jump start in his pure devotional career. And then later on, after these Bhakti Vedantas, they leave. So he continued the process actually. And it is not going to happen, like some extraneous miraculous things are going to happen. It is going to follow the same process. Like here Prabhupada is very nicely mentioning the process that like first and foremost is elimination of all the sins and obstacles on the path, anartha nivritti. Then after that one becomes attached, like nishtha, and then one have the steadiness. I think steadiness is nishtha. Nishtha, Ashakti, Ruchi, and all these things. Prabhupada is making perfect taste is Ruchi, and then after that, like Bhava, and then Prema. All of these things are going to happen, and it is mentioned that at every step, a devotee requires the guidance of a devotee, who is little advanced, if not very advanced. At least he need to have a devotee, who is little advanced in the path of Krishna consciousness. And we don't need to worry about like, where will I get that kind of a person? Krishna is the administrator of the course of pure devotional service. And then, whenever you clear a particular, this one, just like, we have, Bhakti Vaibhav, courses going on, and Bhakti Shastri courses going on. And Bhakti Shastri course, our Siddharth Prabhu is the administrator. And then, after you finish, one batch, like, or one module. So then we ask the administrator, next class ka teacher kaun hai? So like that, so Krishna is the administrator. And we don't need to worry about, where is this devotee, how will I find, and things like that. So Krishna will exactly orchestrate. We just need to have the desire to attain the lotus feet of the Lord, and we just need to have the desire to traverse the path of pure devotional service, and Krishna will ensure the right kind of guidance at the right kind of time. We don't need to do extraneous this one. We just simply have to follow the path of pure devotional service, and Krishna will, time to time, he will introduce, and he will make all necessary arrangements, whatever is needed. Maybe like the teacher that we are looking for is just next to us, like we are not qualified, to take his association. So and when we are qualified, like Krishna will just point out, yahi banda, like tumhara sathi hai. So you have to take next guidance from him, or if it has to be like from elsewhere, Krishna will make that arrangement. So, and Krishna is personally monitoring the progress of every single person. He is correcting all the OBA, CBA, and everything, sloka test. So Krishna is like very nicely doing it, and so we don't need to worry about those things. So, but when we take association, when we get this kind of jump start, sometimes the person actually clears. Here specifically Prabhupada is bringing out technically that he has cleared the anartha nivritti, and he is getting taste. So he is getting a constant taste for this performance of devotional service. So like, or nishtha, that kind of a stage, like this Narada boy, he is able to reach to, and then further, by his practice, he will progress further, and then he will develop even more attachment, and he will cross the further milestones. So that is going to happen. So with all these things like that we will see in the future. So with this, I pause today's discussion. Any questions or comments we can take. Hare Krishna. Yes, ma'am.
You told pure devotees free from jnana, karma, depression. Mentioned in, I think, Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then again you told that with time the devotee should cultivate jnana and vairagya. So this jnana and vairagya is attached. Jnana is attachment to Lord's Rupa.
Okay, so if you see the aspect of jnana yoga and then the jnana that we talk about, so you can switch it off. Oh, still it comes, huh? Oh, okay. Take it. So, so the jnana yoga, why it is actually discouraged, by Krishna and also by Srila Prabhupada, is that the goal of jnana yoga is to get liberation, and first of all, the word jnana itself. What is the meaning of this word jnana? So jnana means to get clarity of no difference between matter and spirit, and like to get attached to the activities on the level of spirit. So that is called jnana. So, and that is a preliminary definition of jnana. So preliminary definition of jnana is like getting the difference between body and soul. And then little more increased definition of jnana is so getting to understand the attributes of the soul and like nature of the soul and things like that. So, and little more better jnana is getting to understand the the Paramatma and its attributes and things like that. And even more better jnana is getting to understand the Bhagavan feature of the Lord, and then the Lord's activities and our relationship with the Lord, and we being the servant of the Supreme Lord. So these are all considered to be jnana. So like starting from differentiating the body and soul. So these are all different aspects of jnana that is there. So now, like contamination of jnana, when we call, so it is specific to the jnana yoga. So the jnana yogis, like they have the goal of liberation. So that is their primary goal, and that's, they consider that to be the end all of the things. So not jnana yogis. Jnana yogis also, like they would like to progress towards bhakti, but then jnani specifically, it is mentioned. A jnani is a person who thinks that an intermediate path, it is like, if you see, we are contaminated by the desire for sense gratification, and we have to reach the ultimate perfection of becoming servant of the Supreme Lord. So in between, we have many milestones. So one milestone is that like I will not enjoy material nature in an adharmic way. I will enjoy material nature only in a dharmic way. That's one milestone. Then after that comes the milestone of liberation. So I don't want to even enjoy material nature in a dharmic way. I want to get out of this material nature. I want to have liberation. That's another milestone. So then after that, I will develop attraction towards the Supreme Lord in the Paramatma feature. So Paramatma feature means how he is creating, maintaining and managing this material universe. So I will get attracted to those aspects or those leelas of the Supreme Lord. So that is the Paramatma, realization. And then the Bhagavan realization is like having desire to serve the Supreme Lord in his own internal pastimes, so that is the Bhagavan realization. So many milestones are there. So in that, if somebody gets attached to a intermediate milestone and thinks that as the ultimate, so then he is called by that particular name. So if he is a yogi means a person who's proceeding towards his ultimate goal. But if he is called a karmi, that means he is attached only to enjoy the material nature, in a dharmic way. And jnani means a person because it is a process, so that by the process he is called jnani, means a person who desires liberation, and yogi means a person who desires to be attracted to the Paramatma feature of the Lord. So these are all contaminations, in order to if you have to develop the desire to render service to Krishna as he wants in his internal leela, so not desire to serve Krishna in the material leela of the Lord, material leela is like the creation, maintenance and destruction. So in that pastimes, so that is also like Paramatma realization, so even that, giving up that also, and then want to want to serve the Lord in his pastimes, what he wants to do in that pastimes, I want to assist him. So then it becomes the Bhagavan realization, right? So there are many obstacles, to come to that kind of a point. There are many obstacles in the path, so one has to cross all those things. If he's stuck with some obstacle, so he's called by that particular name, Karmi, Jnani and Yogi.
Devotee has to pass through all these paths.
So devotee has to pass through all these milestones. He will definitely pass through all these milestones. When a devotee sincerely practices, the first and foremost, this one, the transformation that comes in his heart is, I don't want to perform anything adharmic. And then second, this one that comes is, he is able to clearly see the distinction between matter and spirit. And then when he makes further advancement, he's able to understand the Lord's he's able to understand the nature of the spirit itself. And then he is able to understand how the Lord is creating and maintaining and managing this material world. And like this, these awarenesses, these are all like milestones. So just like when you travel in a highway, different milestones you pass by, in the same way, so all these realizations also a devotee passes by. Sometimes if there is an extreme mercy of a devotee is there, of a very very intense practitioner, so one may skip these milestones, and then he may get a elevated consciousness. But all these realizations are his assets. So even if he skip, this all assets will be delivered to him. So it is increasing assets, like that. These are all increasing realizations. It's not like one against another, it's increasing realizations. Yes, Paul.
Hariksetra Prabhuji, thank you very much for the wonderful class. You mentioned that a pure devotee can even be at a Shraddha stage. But then 2 stages above we have Anartha Nivriti stage. So that means whatever Anartha is there in a devotee's heart, it gets purified. So that means that in Shraddha stage, a devotee has some Anartha left in his heart. So how can a pure devotee have...
See, pure devotee is a person who has taken up. So the purity is estimated in different angles. One is by the practice, another is by the goal, and another is by the purification of heart as well. So now you see, the primary considerations are the practice and the goal. So if a person has a goal of attending the lotus feet of the Lord and rendering service to him in the spiritual world, and then if he accepts the process of bhakti, he gives up the process of karma, jnana and yoga, and he accepts the process of bhakti, and but still he is kacha, he is not transformed, but he has accepted a process, just like student of a law, so he is called a student of law, No, in the same way, he is like a person who's enrolled into the package of pure devotional service. No, he is called a practitioner of pure devotional service. No, so he's a practitioner of pure devotional service, and a person who reaches bhava and prema. No, he is called as perfection. No, a perfected pure devotee. No, pure devotee can be a sadhaka. No, and pure devotee can be perfected. No, both the things is possible. So anarthas in the heart is. Now, one is the contamination, and another is the contamination in the heart, another is contamination in the desire. So, contamination in the desire is very serious. If one desires no material sense gratification, if one desires no liberation, that is a problem. But then, if one has an like attachment to sense gratification, but then he actively condemns it, and then he wants to get pure devotional service, so then no such a person is also in the path of pure devotional service, so he also can be called as a practitioner in pure devotional service. So he has accepted the path of pure devotional service, and he is a practitioner in pure devotional service. LKG person is also called a student of the particular school, and maybe college also is there, he is also called a student of that particular school. So both of them are students, and which class, that depends. Like that.
Also, Prabhuji, in kind of Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttamadhikari. So, pure devotee can also be
Kanishta, yeah, it is possible. Kanishta pure devotee and Madhyama pure devotee and Uttama pure devotee. It's possible. Hare Krishna.
Contamination desires.
Anathas, take, Mike. What is that?
Contamination desires.
Contamination and desires. Contamination in the heart, which is mentioned as little bit of wrong understanding in the tattva, and then wrong understanding of weakness of heart. So like many different classifications of anarthas are there. So anybody remember? Anybody who have notes of our Bhakti Shastri notes? So the 4 kinds of anarthas we discussed, no?
Inappropriate desire.
Asat Trishna.
Inappropriate desire.
No, Asat Trishna means attachment to material things.
Second is misconception of reality, tattva vipurana.
So like, who am I? Who's the Lord? What is this material nature? All these kind of, this one's tattva. There is little unclear, this one is there in the tattva. Then
Third is offenses of Adanta.
offenses are there.
And Hridaya Daurbalya.
The weakness of heart is there. So there are many further subdivisions are also there in these things. So these things, like by the practice of pure devotional service, these anarthas are supposed to clear. If we do the proper pure Shraddha, that means in the Bhakti literatures, we have pure Shraddha in the Bhakti literatures, we have Shraddha in the words of the Acharya, we have Shraddha in the holy name, and Shraddha in the process that we are following. So that is pure Shraddha. And then pure Sadhu Sangha. So we associate with other sadhus who also subscribe to similar kind of a philosophy. And without any other bakwas, there is no room for any conclusion which is not there in the parampara. So if such pure sadhu sangha is there, and then so then pure bhajana kriya, if it happens, so whatever the acharya has given us, like if we purely practice that, so then pure anartha nivritti will happen. Otherwise the anartha nivritti will have its this ones, it will have its shortcomings, like that. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the nice class. So this point you mentioned that every step a person needs a person who is little advanced than him, and he does not need to worry about this. Krishna will take care of this. So this can have another thing. A person might feel that Krishna is guiding me to someone, and he might feel that this is the thing, but he might get connected with someone who is not at all advanced or not a bogus personality. He might feel like that, and he might get deviated.
That is why Prabhupada always says that in order to purchase gold, you need to know what is gold. So we need to see that the first and foremost training that is given is the training of submitting oneself to the immediate acharya, no, like in our case, Srila Prabhupada. So submitting oneself to know that person and then studying his books very clearly, no. So like we all know of the this one of Srila Prabhupada being the Sinapati Bhakta, and then like the many this one's a class, many testification of his position is there. So in fact, one of his god brothers, who was a very exalted devotee, and he mentioned that there is no sadhu in the entire this one. I never had an experience of any sadhu who had such immense faith in the holy name, and such immense faith in the process of Krishna consciousness. So like Srila Prabhupada actually has this wonderful this one. So we should study the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. We should hear the lectures of Srila Prabhupada, and then we become solidly fixed in the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. So we know what we are looking for. And once we know what we are looking for, if somebody is trying to cheat, we'll immediately know this person is a cheat. He is just trying to deviate me from the process. So then immediately we can be aware of. So like that is very essential, that there is no like मुझे पता नहीं क्या प्योर डिवोशनल सर्विस है, जो भी प्योर डिवोटी मुझे आके दे के चले जाइए. So like then it is not possible. It is very difficult actually. So we need to study. That is why Srila Prabhupada has so much giving emphasis on studying his books. And then like Prabhupada used to say, like if you're not studying my books, then it becomes very difficult to like make this one. And then so much of deviations and all these things can come. So a pure devotee is not going to bring in something extraordinarily different from what the Acharya has taught. So what is going to happen, like the very same activities that we are going to do, the correction is going to happen in terms of the intensity of following that practice, in terms of attraction, the spontaneous attraction towards the Nama Rupa Guna Leela of the Lord. That is going to happen. So it is not going to happen in some like abhi you are going to chant a new mantra. So like you have graduated and now you are going to chant a new mantra, or now you are going to read some other stuff or something like that. So it is not like that. So it is all perfectly there. The teachings of the Acharya is perfectly there, and a pure devotee is only going to give a particular flavor to that particular this one. So and we should on all the science is already there. How Narada got it, it is already there. How other great devotees got it, it is already there. So the process is there. Like when you read these very same sections, so you will have the essential teachings at that point in time, what needs to be delivered. So it will actually get revealed. It is there. Even now it is there, but it will not resonate for us. It will just not resonate for us. So like that. So Hare Krishna. So I'll pause here, and I have another session as well. So Antaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. We all thank Prabhuji for such a nice class. Our thanks chanting Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now we'll all go for Harinam Sankirtan, and then we'll return. Hare Krishna.